Hello and welcome. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic from prelims perspective, and that topic is nominal and real interest rates. But before we get on to the details of the topic, let me first explain you how money would be losing its value over a period of time, and that's the reason we have to put our money in the banks, and that's how nominal interest rate and real interest rate comes into picture. Let me show you how. Suppose in the year 2023, I have 100 rupees cash with me, and in the same year, price of one apple is 100 rupees. In 2023, I have two options, either to eat an apple or to keep the 100 rupees with me. I opt for keeping the 100 rupees with me, and I opt for not eating the apple. So now I have 100 rupees with me. If I keep 100 rupees with me, next year the 100 would remain 100. There won't be any increase in the value of cash. But don't you think next year price of apple it becomes 102? The price of apple increases, say there is inflation in prices of apple. Don't you think now with the same 100 rupees I won't be able to buy the same apple? So earlier with 100 rupees I was able to buy the apple, now with the 100 rupees I won't be able to buy the apple. Can I say that cash loses its value over a period of time? So therefore, as I do not want my money to lose its value over a period of time, hence I deposit my money in a bank. So what happens? In the year 2023, suppose I deposit with bank 100 rupees, and I am depositing the bank for 1 year at say a fixed deposit, and the bank promises to pay me a 6% interest rate, and I am doing it for a period of 1 year. So this interest rate, this 6% interest rate which the bank is committing me, this is the nominal interest rate. This is the nominal interest rate. Fair enough? Now what happens? Then comes the year 2024, and the bank would be returning me 106 rupees. Fair enough? Now let me take another thing. Suppose in the year 2023, price of one apple is 100 rupees. So in 2023, I have two options, either to buy an apple, eat it, or put my money in the bank. What I think? I think let me put money in the bank so that next year I get 106 rupees. From the 106 rupees, I will be able to eat an apple of 100 rupees. At the same time, I will also be able to buy a samosa of 6 rupees. I have that calculation in my head. Therefore, what I do? I do not eat this apple. I put my money in the bank, and next year bank returns me 106 rupees. Now what happens? Next year, the price of apple it becomes 102. Say price of apple, it becomes 102. Say there is inflation in the price of apple. And how much is the inflation rate? The inflation rate is 2%. But I was assuming that I would have 106 rupees. I would go to Apple shop, give 106, give 100 rupees, and still be remaining with 6 rupees. Now what happened? I would be going to the Apple shop and I give him 100 rupees. He says ki sir nahi. In 100 rupees you won't be able to get the apple. You need to give me 102. And how much had I got from the bank? I had got from the bank 106. So after giving 102, what is my actual benefit? My actual benefit of putting money in the bank is just 4 rupees. So here comes into picture the concept of real interest rate. What is real interest rate? It is nominal interest rate minus inflation rate. This is the real interest rate. So in this case, how much is the real interest rate? Real interest rate is 6% minus 2%. It comes out to 4%. Right? Let me take another case. This was case 1. Let me take another case where say price of apple from 100 rupees, now price of same apple, it becomes 109. That is now the inflation rate, it is 9%. I had put money in the bank thinking I will be able to pay 6 rupees. Now what happening? I take to the apple shop 106 rupees. He is still not giving me an apple. I have to take 3 rupees from my home, from my friend. Then only I'll be able to buy the same apple. Don't you think I would be thinking it would have been better if I had bought the apple last year? Because by putting money in the bank, I am actually losing out 3 rupees. So in this case, how much is the real interest rate? It is 6% minus 9% equal to minus 3%. Can I say real interest rate becomes negative during periods of high inflation? Alright. So we will conclude that real interest rate becomes negative during periods of high inflation. And one more thing, in the case which I told you, this case, out of the bank and me, who is the creditor and who is the debtor? Look, the one who is crediting money, the one who is giving a credit, he is the creditor, and the one who is taking a debt, he is a debtor. Now, because of high inflation, who was at loss? Was the creditor at loss or was the debtor at loss? The creditor was at loss, right? I made a loss of 3 rupees. So can I say that this was the first conclusion? Can I say inflation benefits the debtor and inflation hurts the creditor, right? And opposite would be standing for deflation. Deflation is decrease in price. So in case of deflation, deflation will be benefiting the creditor and deflation would be hurting the debtor. I hope you can derive that, right? This is an important question in prelims. This is also an important question in the prelims, and you would be requiring a knowledge of real interest rate if you have to really find out what's the impact of fiscal deficit on Indian economy. That we have discussed in some other lecture where I have discussed with you the drawbacks of high fiscal deficit. In today's session, I discussed with you how rupee it loses its value, or cash it loses its value over a period of time, and that's why we deposit money in a bank. And there we discussed two concepts, which were the concept of nominal interest rate and the concept of real interest rate. I hope you have liked the video. I hope you have understood the topic. See you again next time.